Hey everybody, it is New Year's Eve. So I just wanted to wish everybody all the very best. Whatever you end up doing, have a safe and sane evening. It's getting kind of crazy out here in Pasadena because they're getting all ready for the Tournament of Roses parade in the Rose Bowl game tomorrow. And I'm sort of in the direct path of all of this, so I hunker down and keep an eye on things. But hopefully it'll be just a beautiful day out for it tomorrow, because the rainstorms here finally passed, and I mean maybe down the pike. There's nothing in the foreseeable future right now, but right now I'm looking out the window and the sky is blue and there's puffy white clouds. So this is going to be a Chamber of Commerce day tomorrow. They say that the Rose Parade brings more people to California than almost anything else, because people are sitting in freezing, conditions around the country and all kinds of different weather things. And kind of no matter what happens the day before or the day after, on the day of the Rose Parade, it's almost always gorgeous out, and people are sitting there in, light jackets or T-shirts sometimes, and so it's they're sitting there somewhere like in the Midwest, going, "Martha, we're moving to California. I can't take this anymore." So we'll see how that goes. A bit of sad news that I just heard about: the wonderful Betty White passed away. She just was about to turn 100 years old. I thought she was going to make it to that, but I mean, what a vivacious, fabulous personality she had, and always was such a fan of her, and also just for her animal rights activities. She was a remarkable human being, but just one of those great people. I was just, she had a long life, but still, it's always sad when you hear that they have passed. Let's see what else going on here. Not much really to report. Just I want to thank everybody for this channel, for being so supportive throughout the year of this. It's been such an adventure for me to have gone all this time and never missed a day yet since March, I think 23rd of last year. It gives me something enthusiastically, something makes me very enthusiastic every day about what am I going to do? Am I going to play? Am I going to talk about music? I'm going to do whatever I do. I don't know what the hell I do here. I'm just old dude sitting here yakking away to himself, looking at himself in a camera. There may not be anybody else out there, and I've just lost it, and I'm just sitting here talking to myself. Who knows? You never know. But I'm going to do my. This is the last video of the year. I'll be back tomorrow. Like gum on your shoe, you can count on that. But this is my last one of the year, and a number of people have requested this music over the duration of this channel, and so I'm going to visit a really wonderful artist, really a multifaceted artist named Clair Marlo. I'm going to take my glasses off here so that I can read I'm still dealing with my copious notes. I also saw some things here that I was going to read. Her real name was Clara Veselica, I believe, but she's known as Clair Marlo. She's a Croatian-American record producer, songwriter, composer, educator, and performer. I'm just reading this off of the thing I just saw here on Wikipedia. I've written some other things down. She's known for her multi-platinum hit singles, Till They Take My Heart Away and Without Me, both from her debut album, Let It Go. One of those is one of the ones I'm going to show you now, because I played on this album. Her songs became the staple in radio stations during the early 1990s, and her albums, both as a recording artist and as a producer for Sheffield Labs Records, have become audiophile staples and collector's items around the world. There's lots more information about her in there, but the thing that was really great about this project was we cut it direct to 2-track. So when we were recording this in the studio, what you hear is exactly what happened in the studio. There were no overdubs, nothing was fixed. Bill Schnee engineered this at his studio, and in engineering it, he was also mixing it live. So there was no going back and fixing anything. I've done a number of, in the early days, they would call it direct to disc, where they would actually have a lacquer going and record the entire album, song to song to song, without ever stopping. And if you hit a wrong note on the last note of the last song on that album, you would have to cut the whole album over again. There was no fixing it. It was a little bit more controlled when you're cutting direct to 2-track. But at the end of the day, you're still getting this absolutely audiophile quality recording, especially when you have somebody like Bill Schnee sitting behind the console, who's just unbelievable. It was produced by Ron Hitchcock, and it was mastered by the great Doug Sachs. And I loved working at Bill Schnee's studio. We did so many records there over the years. It was just a couple of blocks from Universal Studios. Bill's still working, and he moved to Nashville, but that studio was really one of the ones when you'd get a call to do a project and you knew you were going to that studio. You were pretty enthusiastic about it because you knew it was going to just sound great and the vibe was great. What do we got here? The first one I'm going to do is called Lonely Nights. It was written by Clair Marlo and Bob Reeder, and it was arranged by Clair, and it's myself on bass, Jeff Piccaro on drums, Randy Kerber on keyboards, great guitar section, Dean Parks, George Deering, and Grant Geisman, all on guitar on this, and Luis Conti on percussion. So here we go. This is Lonely Nights from Clair Marlo's album. We recorded this in 1989, and the album is called Let It Go, and Clair Marlo. So here we go.
Letting go is always so much harder when the love is strong. So it goes.
Sorry about the phone.
I always think about you as the night goes on. Part of me starts saying I'm crazy to have left you. Some of these memories will never go away. Oh baby, I'm trying not to want you, but it's hard when I have to face these changes. Lonely nights, lying on my bed, trying to remember them. Why I wanted it this way, I know I had to go, but all these lonely nights. Here I go, calling up the shadows like a fool again. So it goes, a part of me will love you to the very end. But my baby, it wasn't always good times. When it got dirty, we really got it down. Oh baby, I know we had to lose it, but it's hard when I have to face these changes. Lonely nights, lying
yeah, the challenge of doing records like this is you can't make a mistake because you can't fix it. Everything is going down absolutely live and committed. Her vocals, everything we're playing is all in the moment. It's not like, oh, we'll fix it in the mix kind of thing. This is the mix when you're actually making it. Okay, so here's the track that really is used as like an audiophile track when people really want to reference things. This is Till They Take My Heart Away. And this was written by Clair and Steve Porcaro. And the arrangement is by Clair. And it's myself on bass, Jeff Porcaro on drums, Luis Conti on percussion, Randy Kerber on piano, Steve Porcaro on synth, Dean Parks and George During on guitar, Darlene Koldenhoven, Susan Stevens, Scotty Haskell, and Gail Farrell on background vocals. All this going down live. I mean, I love the pressure of this. We did a whole bunch of different projects. Sheffield Labs is known as like an audiophile label back in the day. And we did a number of projects like this. And when you knew you were doing one of those, you really had to put your big boy panties on and do it right because there was no going back. So here we go. This is Till They Take My Heart Away, Clair Marlo.
I look into your eyes, so far away. There's trouble on your mind, you're losing faith. Hey now, let me hold you, it'll be okay. 'Cause I will love you till they take my heart away. Remember when you called and said goodbye? You thought we'd lost it all, and so did I. But even if I'd lost you, I would feel the same. I will love you till they take my heart away. Believe I'm here to stay. I will love you till they take my heart away. Now we're stronger than before. We've made it through. I've never felt more sure because of you. Hey now, are you listening? Can you hear me say, I will love you till they take my heart away. Believe I'm here to say, I will love you till they take my heart away.
on my screen right here that just popped up. So that is Clair Marlo, and it's really, when you listen to this like with headphones on, and you really get the full impact. If you can get a first generation copy of this, I mean, the thing is, it's really hard. This to me is all just presentation that I do here of material. This is not the way really to be listening to it, because I'm sitting here just with a little Bose speaker playing the track out of it to my phone. So this is how I do this every day. It's pretty low tech, where the actual recording of an album like this is incredibly high tech. So it's a matter of presentation from me, and then if it's something you find interesting, if you can hunt down like the original recording of this, you hear something that's really pretty ear candy taken to its highest power. And that's the case with almost everything I've put up on this channel. I'm not sitting here in a studio sending out, just first generation high quality recording. This is really more of just kind of an educational thing for all of us on this, because I'm visiting things I haven't heard in 40, 50 years sometimes. And I find it just fascinating going back listening to how styles changed, how, so many of the players who are no longer with us. It's been an adventure for me, I assure you. And I have no intention of slowing down with this. I really love doing this every day. And I just want to bid adieu to 2021. There were wonderful things. I mean, it's been, many people talk like, what a horrible year. There have been some really amazing things come out of this year, too. You can't just sit and dwell on really the dark side, because there has been, between COVID, who would have thought at this point we would be looking at higher numbers than there's been since the beginning of this entire pandemic. But other things have gone on that really have been wonderful, and you really try to embrace as much of that as possible in your life, just so that you don't just become like, a total downer every day about this, which it's easy to fall into that trap when you turn on the news and you see what's going on. And I know I present this every day at the end of my videos, talking about, getting vaccinations, which is the only way we're ever going to get out of this mess that we're in. And it's always been the case with polio, diphtheria, whooping cough, you name it. All these diseases, when people got vaccinated, those diseases pretty much disappeared. I mean, it's pretty obvious. This one just became a whole other political arena crazy time. But the answer still is the same if we're going to get rid of this. But, talking to medical people every day and getting responses from them, they're stressed and maxed out. And I do hope that this coming year will be a better situation for everybody, that this can all be addressed and we can start getting into whatever the new normal is going to be. What was, it was, and that's no longer going to be here. It'll be some different incarnation of it. But we have to realize that things have changed. And but my thoughts are with everybody. Again, sad, so sad about losing Betty White. She was just a force of nature. But this is like on these evenings, you'll start to see different channels are going to be doing memoriams of all the people that we lost during the course of the year. And sometimes it's really shocking when you sit there and you go, they're gone. First off, some of them you didn't know were still alive, and then you find out that they're gone. And others, that's just, how did they go and I didn't even hear about it kind of situation. But I'm going to lay real low tonight, just watch some television and be with the pups and my wife and just take it easy. And everything will be kind of, I'm looking out the window right now, and there's the Goodyear blimp right above my house. They're already starting to align and do what they're going to. This is amazing. It's actually backing up. It's flying backwards. Many years ago, I had an opportunity to go up in one of the old Goodyear blimps I mean, these new ones, these airships, it's really not even a blimp. I mean, it's just this remarkable airship now of technology. But the one I went up on was one of the very last of the old school. And it was amazing. Went up in this thing. It was the last flight of the day because they would take people up during the course of these. And I got to go in it because of a connection Peter Asher had. And so I think 6 of us went. I think that's what it would hold. And it felt like we're putting around LA in this thing, and it felt like I was in like a 53 Chevy with glass pack mufflers on it. This thing's just putting along, making this noise. And then when we got off of the thing at the end of the day, I mean, when it's amazing when it takes off and lands on these old ones. They just had a couple of tethers hanging from the front of it, and the thing would come down, and these guys would grab those things and they would walk it over to a mooring area, and then we would get out. And when we got out, they pulled all the seats out in it, and they put all this computer equipment in it that ran all of the lights for advertising and stuff that covered the surface of it. And I looked at the guy and said, it's amazing, all this stuff. He says, we could do it all with a laptop now, but since the old stuff still works so good, they can't justify getting rid of it and just using a laptop. So every day they would have to go in and pull the seats out and put all this kind of archaic equipment in there. But the new ones are like super high tech, but it just disappeared from view out there. But it's a gorgeous day. I think all these people that are going to be lining up, it'll be chilly tonight, but all these people lining up on Colorado Boulevard to watch the parade. It's a big adventure. And hopefully everything will go real smoothly, and hopefully people will be safe because they're going to be packed in pretty tight proximity. Supposedly it's all going to be, you're supposed to be vaccinated and have masks and everything. Hopefully they'll hold to all of that because that's the only thing that's going to make it a really positive experience for everybody. So I'm going to get running here. I'm going to wish everybody a very happy New Year, and I will be back next year tomorrow morning, and we'll find something else to look into. But till then, just thank you all so much. It's just been a hell of a fun run, and I'm digging it every day. So take good care, and see you tomorrow. Okay.